What's good, everybody? Salute, salute. We in the building. Knicks Real Talk. We about to get it popping. Got my partner Shaw Powers in the building, man. We about to get into it. Do this Obi Toppin breakdown season thing, man. So I hope everybody had a good day today. You know, they ready to get in here with us, man. Talk some New York Knicks basketball. Salute to the chat. Salute to wherever you streaming them from. We here, man. We here. We about to get it popping, and we gonna talk about it, man. We got my man Shaw Powers. What's up, brother?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute,
Salute.
chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. We in the building tonight, man. Knicks Real Talk. We in here, man. About to get it popping on this beautiful Wednesday. Hope everybody had a great day. Like I said, man, we're gonna do this Obi Toppin thing and all that good stuff, and talk about his season, what he did for the Knicks this year. Had a pretty good outstanding, not outstanding, but I mean a better season than he had for his rookie year. Made some improvements all around in the last second half of the season. He started playing better, getting more minutes. But the last couple of weeks of the season, he just erupted, man. We've seen some good things from Obi Toppin. So me and Shaw Powell are gonna break all that down. Hopefully KJ get in the building later on. But yeah, man, it was interesting, man. Obi Toppin had a real bounce, another step forward, as I would say, in his career this year, man. Though he started off with a little bit of minutes, finally Tom Thibodeau realized that you got to give him some playing time. And Obi showed me some things. Shaw Powell, he showed me a lot of his versatility. He kind of added to his game a little more. I was happy with his foot speed got better. He started, rebounding much better. And obviously, his athleticism is off the chain. So we're going to with the highlight video later on. We get into all that. But Shaw Powell, what you think about the way Obi did this year so far?
I mean, Obi came out of college as a one of the number one guys coming out of college. Man, the guy is a baller. He's super athletic, and depending on what he does in this off season, he could come out and be one of the elite offensive guys in the league this year. He has a great breakout game. He can get up and get down the court real good. At the end of the season, we see that his shooting percentage got better from 20% to about 30, 31, 32% at the end of the year. And the things that he has to work on is defensively, his footwork defensively. If he works on that a little bit more, we got a breakout guy in the next coming years. I really like Obi Toppin, and I hope we keep a hold of him for a little while.
Yeah, I second that, man. Because to be honest with you, in his rookie year, he went through it, and that's good because that's how you got to kind of crawl before you walk. He went through all the ups and downs, and I had to play behind Julius Randle for his rookie year. Had to take the minutes as they came, but for him to come in the second year and kind of got better at a lot of phases, just showed you that the young man puts in work. He's about it. He's about it. And let's hope that, like you said, this summer he go into the off season again. Just put in more work, and get it popping again. And I think the young man, I like his game. I like what he do. I like his pace. I like his energy. And I think his facilitator is underestimated too. He passes the ball pretty well, to be honest with you. His rebound, and when he rebound, one thing I like about him also, he rebound with ferocity. He's like, bow. When he grab a rebound, he snatches it. With that athleticism he got, I just want to see him. I think he should be at least a two per game. 2 block shots per game type of person. I want to see him get his block shots up because with all that athleticism he got, he could sky at a lot of shots. And he started doing it at the end of the year. We had one game where he had like 2 or 3 blocks in a game. So I've seen a lot improvement in him, and that's the area that I hope he coming to this year with a little bit more force. Like when he get that paint, don't stop throwing finger rolls. Just throw it on somebody. Like a la Ja Morant last night. Just when you get down there, just make them foul you, man. With all that athleticism, just oofing on somebody. I think once he gets to that ferocity standpoint of throwing it down hard, not only when he wide open, but when he coming down the middle. But he got talent, man. He's a gifted dude. Now I'm glad that he had a pretty good end of the year. Let's hope to see what's going to happen going into the next season because we still have Julius Randle. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Obi Toppin. Salute my man Rob Woodward. Salute Rob. Salute. But yeah, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with these cats, man. Salute my man Roberto. Salute to you as well. But I really want to see. That's going to be the elephant in the room for me with the Julius Randle Obi Toppin situation coming in. I want to see how Tom Thibodeau gonna maneuver that and how you gonna make that happen.
Yeah, seeing what happened towards the end of the season, seeing how Obi came out and really let's elevated his game the last couple of years. It puts a lot of pressure on the front office to find out, and Tom Thibodeau to find out what and how they're going to play this guy this year. If Randall is still here, somehow, some way, we got to figure out how to get Obi some good minutes, man. I can't see Obi sitting on the bench playing 12 to 14 minutes this year. There's no way in the world that Obi can get that limited amount of time on the court this year. So Tom Thibodeau has a lot, has a big thing that he has to do to figure out how we're going to get Obi some minutes, man. And it could be simple way of getting Obi some minutes is playing him and Randall together, maybe in the last 3 to 4 minutes of a quarter and stuff like that. And Julius goes out and Obi stays in, and vice versa, stuff like that. They got to do something in order to get Obi some minutes so he can get out there and shoot his shot and get real active on the court. And with those things said, man, Tom Thibodeau has a big role to play this year to let Obi leak out and get some minutes this year. And it'll be a shame just to see Obi getting 14 minutes this upcoming season. It'll be a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if he don't get 25 plus, I think he would be upset. I don't think he would want to be there. If Obi Toppin coming to next season, and I don't want to bring a negative vibe, he only getting 14, 15 minutes a game, I think Obi Toppin will want to get traded by the deadline.
Yeah.
He live in New York. He's from New York. He want to be here because he's from here, born and bred here. Brooklyn in his heart. You know what I mean? But I do believe, appreciate that, Roberto. But I do believe the way that's going to get resolved is if you don't move Randall, which I don't seem like it might be possible. I noticed he on the new advertisement for the New York Knicks this season. Him and RJ on that advertisement that they put out there. So sometimes I tell you, why I put a person on that advertisement, you don't think he's going to be here. That doesn't mean that necessarily won't change. But a deal come through, you might have to do what you got to do. But I do think that in any case, if Mitchell Robinson don't come back, then you know what, then Obi can get minutes at the 4 and the 5, or the 4. Randall can play the 5, sparingly. You know what I mean? So I think he can get minutes that way. But I don't think that with the way the team is presently constructed, if Mitchell Robinson comes back, Obi's gonna be relegated to the same position he had last year, and I don't think that's unfair the way that man played at the end of the season. Shot Powell. I think Obi Toppin ready to take off. I think we ready to see Dayton Obi Toppin. The Obi Toppin that was in Dayton. I really believe that, man. So I'm hoping that the Knicks find a way to get this thing resolved, because he's gonna go in the offseason putting in work, man. The guy gonna come back a different animal. He's gonna be better at a lot of things. And I think that 42-point explosion, it wasn't like he was doing that at the G League level. You know what I mean? He did that against NBA talent, that 35-point game, NBA talent. It wasn't against no scrubs. So, he letting people know, imagine what I could do if I get these minutes on a regular. So that's why I think the Knicks got a big decision on their hand with him.
Yeah, it is going to be big. And the way it's looking is there's still some things out there. It could happen. You got a couple of games going on, who they're looking for and what the Knicks want to do and stuff like that. And there's going to be if Randall is here, we got to figure out how to get Obi some playing time. If he plays the 3, if he plays the 5, if Randall plays the 5 and he plays the 4. Somehow, some way, man, Obi Toppin has to get about 20 to 25 minutes a game. There's no way in the world that I see Obi wanting to stay here if he's coming off the bench for, like I said, 14 to 16 minutes. No way in the world.
No. Yeah, that mathematically don't even make any sense. You know what I mean? Because, this cat going to get you just off of easy buckets, transition points. To get you easy 8 points just off that alone. So you throw in a couple of threes because he's shooting the 3-ball better nowadays. And especially when him playing with quickly, quickly allows Obi Toppin to have good games, just like John Stockton did, Karl Malone, or whatever Tony Parker did, Duncan. He know where to find him. He know where to put him at. He know where to give him the ball, and and that makes it that makes it easy for Obi Toppin. So that cat should be 17 a game. With no question, if you give him the minutes, you know what I mean? Real talk. If you give him the minutes, salute Soulfinger, salute my brother. Real talk, man. If you give Obi Toppin the minutes, I think he can get you 17 just because he and I'm gonna I'll play the highlight video in a minute just to show the highlights from the season, just to show you some of his versatility. Because now that he's shooting a 3-ball at a better clip, he will be. I think when Obi Toppin come back this year, I know he probably wound up shooting about 35, 36%. You know what I mean? He probably be around league average. And I do think that that part of his game with the transition buckets in his game, with he got a little bit of mid range there. If Obi Toppin knocked down 2 threes a game and get you 8 transition points, man, that's 14 points right there. You know what I mean? So you're not counting the other points he might get. So I do think that this cat is ready. I think he got that Dayton feel in him. He remind me of that same cat I was watching when he was at Dayton. You know what I mean? He gets up and down. He got a good 3-point shot. He shot the ball well at Dayton, you know, and so it's not like an admiration or nothing that he can shoot. He just having a chance to do it on a consistent level. And I think basketball is a game of rhythm. So now that he getting the opportunity and he getting in rhythm, he just letting it flow. So but I don't even have a problem with if they had to move somebody, man, because I do think that he can be a big difference. But we was last in the league in pace, or was one of the last teams to pace. I think Dallas was last in the league in pace. Actually, we was in the bottom 4, but you know him and quickly puts the pace on the team, and that's important. And he can out jump a lot of guys in the building, man. So I think this summer going to be important for him. I think he comes back to ready. Shot Powell, I think he's ready to get it popping.
Yeah. I'll just keep beating the dead horse or whatever, however the saying goes, man. Obi cannot be on this team playing 14, 16 minutes this year. Somehow, some way, they got to get him about 25 minutes somehow. And Tom Thibodeau is going to have not really hard decision. He just has to figure out how to play these two. If Randall is still here, he has to figure out how to play Obi and Randall at least 3 to 5 minutes a quarter, 2 to 3 minutes a quarter, every quarter into the fourth quarter. So so it enables Obi to get at least 22 to 25 minutes a game.
Yep.
And aside from that, man, if it's a whole lot of things this off season is going to pull out, man. In the next couple of weeks coming up, we have the trade thing. I mean, the draft picks coming up, and then later in the summertime we'll have who's going to be pulled up and all this stuff. So it's a lot of things that's going to go on this year, man. And IQ and Obi is a good tandem together, man. So I like to see them play together as much as they can to try to help the team win.
Yep. Hey, Soul Finger, real quick. Soul Finger, how many minutes do you think we should allow Randall? You think we should, how many minutes do you think? What, 30 minutes? I mean, 35. Do you? Cause I think Obi got to be up in the 25 minutes at least this year. I mean, that's why I'm wondering how will we get in the minutes? I mean, I'm quite sure we can get him at the 4. If we can put Randall at the 5 here and there, but depending on what happens to Mitch. But with Randall being there, do you think Randall gonna probably want to at least play 35 out of 48 minutes? He gonna at least want to play 35, or in a 48-minute game. I don't know if I would be. Do you think Obi Toppin would be comfortable playing 13 minutes behind Julius Randall, which he's doing now, or do you think we need to move somebody so he can get added minutes, maybe at the 3, 4, I don't know, but it's interesting because that's a scenario. I think this cat, man, is really exactly, and I agree with that, man. At least 2022, and I agree with that, and it could be more. So I wonder if the Mitch thing don't work out, do they stand pat and roll with Jericho Sims and Randall? Jericho Sims and Randall splitting the 5. That way Obi can get them maybe close to 25 minutes, 20, 22, like you said, or maybe 25. If they don't keep Mitch, do they say, well, no, we're gonna go Obi, bring Obi in for Randall, move Randall at the center spot sometime, allow him to play more? What do you think? Shot Powell, I think that's the only way I can see it.
I mean, like I said, man, the best way to add on Obi's minutes is to bring him and Randall in at that 10-minute mark, 9-minute mark of each quarter. And this way they play together for about 2 to 3 minutes together. It goes into the next the end of the quarter. Then Obi comes out in the beginning of the quarter, plays about 6 to 8 minutes. Randall comes back in for about the 8 minutes to end the quarter. And almost at every end of the quarter, they at the first the end of the first quarter into the second quarter, into the third, and going into the fourth, he could pick up a couple of minutes. You know, it'll be a shame to see what Obi did when Julius wasn't on the court, to get him back into the small circumference of going back into, from playing almost 30 something minutes to go back and playing 14 minutes, man. It'd be a shame for him, and I don't think he'll want it. I think he'll be ready to leave as well.
I agree, man. I agree 100%. You cannot let Obi Toppin come into New York season next year playing under. I mean, I'm just going to use Soul Fingers numbers, under 22 minutes. Obi Toppin is about to have a bust out year, and I think that it is proven. You know, you give a man time, he get his rhythm popping, and he ain't got to look over his shoulder when he make a mistake. You see, when they get comfortable and they relax, they just go play. Man, he had a really good end of the season, man. I mean, and I think him and Quickly, that duel is nice, man. I think that duel is like Cash Out said, man. That's top 10 in pace in the NBA. The way he went up and down the floor, and think about when he not in there. Randall would do that only when he got the ball in his hand. He pushing the ball up the court. But other than that, there's nobody in the Knicks team that I know that get up the floor and get easy buckets like Obi Toppin do.
Nobody.
So we want to have better pace, because we like I said, fourth bottom of the league in pace, or like the fourth from the lowest. So, you know, having Obi Toppin in there, RJ running the floor, and Manuel Quickly, whoever else going to be in these rotations, I guess I would say. Not that they're the starters, I'm just saying in general, but I think Obi Toppin with Emmanuel Quickly, you know, you talking about a real good dynamic there. So I'm hoping that when the dust settles, that whatever trades we do, whatever move we make, if we make any, we might stand pat. I don't know. You know, we always talk about what we want to see happen. We don't know what's going to happen, but I think Obi Toppin next year, man, you know, he could be in that almanac. To me, he got a chance to be. That's what I'm trying to say, in the running for most improved player. If he get the minute shot power, I think he can be in that category. Because I mean, 42 points and 35 points. One of them a triple double, a double double. So yeah, one with a double double. I mean, man, you know, what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the we really gonna have to see how this front office switches up this team this year. If are we going to move on from Burks and D Rose? If Evan Fournier is going to be here? If we move on from Evan Fournier? If Randall's going to be part of a trade? How are we going to move on from Kemba, and so on and so forth? The closer we get to seeing how the team is going to be formulated is going to be more so how we know what the team is really going to be and who's really going to be here. You know, there's a whole bunch of things out there about Julius Randle being traded, and there's a couple of people talking about Julius will be here next year, and so on and so forth. So we have to make some smart moves and do some due diligence. Is Mitch going to be here? Is a big part of what we're talking about too. If Mitch is going to be here, if Mitch is not going to be here, who we going to look for to bring in as a center? Are we going to roll with Noel and Sims as our five? Are we going to go out and look for Miles Turner? That's another big thing stirring up into the about our centers. If Mitch moves on, we're going to move to try to get Miles Turner. So it's a whole lot of things that we have to look into and see what's going to happen and stuff. But the main focus is OB going to be a starter, or is he still going to be coming off the bench? Is IQ going to be a starter, or is he going to be coming off the bench as well? And that will let us know who our starting five is and who our backups are in the second unit. And you know, it's going to be it's going to be short, but it's going to feel like a long process that's going to start going on to find out where we're going to be, who we're going to be, and who we're going to have. And again, I'll say it again, man. Obi cannot get 14 minutes this year coming off the bench.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, I'm gonna throw the highlight video of just some of the things he did this year. I think the young man got a gift, man. I think he's one thing I can say, he gifted. He's talented. He got a skill set, and you can tell by the way he do things. I mean, he do it with ease. He dunked with these backwards. He throw finger roll at it. He just got a lot of talent, man. I just hope the Knicks. I just think that I agree. So Fing, I agree with you 100%, brother. I think they can. It's just a matter if Julius Randle come back in this season in the right state of mind, the right frame of mind. And I think him and Obi can get it popping. I really do. And and I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, man. Because I think that just make them just as dangerous. When you got if Obi shooting the three ball good, Randle got a better shot this year. They both can go inside, outside when they want to. I think I agree with you, so Fing. I think they can make it happen, man. Real talk. Let me throw this video up here, man. We get into this Obi Toppin highlight video for the year. Y'all just see some of the things the brother was doing, man. And we get back on the other side of the minute video. Here we go. Yo, we need that in the garden. Where's ball? We need that up in the garden, bro. You get that boy the right minutes, man. I'm trying to tell you, he got a versatile game, man. You know, he could do it. He could do it from all stages. But once he get consistent with it, it's gonna be scary once he put all that talent together. And I think he probably get there. I mean, the cat, you notice in the video, he can get it on a break. He's shooting the three ball better. He can get it in the lane. He got a little mid range he was doing. I mean, he just got the gifts, man. And, once that defense kick in, and that shot blocking, facts. Once he get that, man, I think the Knicks know they got to do this thing the right way with him, man. And I'm hoping that they don't waste that good talent shot power because the kid really, really is gifted. That's for sure.
I mean, he leaks out. He knows how to get the ball. Once the rebound is secure, you have to watch out for Obi Toppin, man. He will leak out on you. He will throw it down on you. He has some moves to drive to the hole. The two things, like I said, his footwork a little bit on defense, and if he could acquire a mid-range game, foul line down, jump shot. How you going to keep him? How you going to man him on? How you going to keep a cage animal? He's going to want to come out of the box, and that's he's going to want to flourish, man. And with the thing that he does, he's very athletic, man. He can sprint. The things that Obi does, Julius Randle cannot do, and some of the things that Julius Randle does, Obi can't do as well. Vice versa. Mm-hmm. But man, if this guy gets a mid-range game, shows up his footwork on defense, this guy put on about 10, 15 pounds of some muscle on his body and stuff like that, he's going to be those dunks. You think those dunks are ferocious now, man? They may have to readjust these breakaway rims, man. He might tear one of these rims down this year,
Yeah, he's got a gift, man. I'm just hoping the Knicks just got to unleash that. And I think Tom Thibodeau learned his lesson about that, man. This kid is a real deal. I think you start to see that Obi Toppin in there from Dayton, and one thing about the NBA, when you like them guys, I mean, you guys salute Sophie and Cash Out, y'all got some great points up in there. Real talk. Once you get in the NBA, you get your foot wet. You know what I mean? And you think about what he had to go through because him and Emmanuel Quickly and all the other rookies that year didn't have no summer league, COVID. You know what I mean? So it took a step back, but they came back the next year and they got into it, and they got down, they got in the gym. And I just think that him and Emmanuel quickly are going to be all right, man. So let's hope the Knicks do the right thing with him, give him the minutes, let him just use his athleticism and his skill set, and get it popping. That's what. Let's Obi Toppin. Let's get it popping, basically. And I'm like what I'm seeing. That's why I'm excited about the team going forward, Shot Power, because to know that you got a cat like him coming back, Emmanuel quickly coming back, Quentin Grimes coming back, all these, and Cam Reddish, RJ. Regardless of what we do, we got some good pieces there, and I think he's gonna be one of the major ones. You ask me.
Yeah, I think so. And like Cash, I said, I always say that, man. If IQ grabs the rebound and he's going down, and Reddish and Obi is leaking out on the wings, come on, man. That's prime time right there, man. He's coming down the court, IQ coming, Obi coming from the left, Reddish coming from the right. Man, that's something deadly right there, man. Something to look out for. These guys want to run up and down the court, man. And I think, like I said, Obi comes, he fixes his footwork a little bit of how to stay in front of a guy. Don't get up, jump on the up fake from some of these offensive guys. Stay on the floor and get a mid range game. Man, he's gonna be a terror, man. It's gonna be hard to want to see not see him on the court. Let's say not see him on the court because I think this year he's going to come back and he's going to be a bull, man. I think he's going to come back and I think he's going to want some more playing time, man. And one of the big things that I'm looking for him is to get that mid range game and show up his footwork.
Yo, salute to the brother KJ. He got the Russell Westbrook count.
Knicks Real Talk family, your boy is here. Your boy is here.
Hey, what you think,
hey, salute to my guys, Divine and Shaw, man. It's always good to see y'all. My cousins in the chat, salute to you all. I know the Obi talk, Toppins talk. But you know what? At Divine and Shaw, I'm starting a new campaign. The new campaign is Russell Westbrook, 2023, starting point guard. We back to it again. Anyway, the talk is about Obi Toppin. Guys, I wasn't really listening, just got back in. But the thing I like about Obi Toppin's game, Obi Toppin is a runner. We haven't had a runner since the junkyard dog, the guy that can get up and down the court, that can scrap and play defense. All we need Obi Toppin is to have a little junkyard dog defense on him. And let me tell you, we started seeing that jump shot that's happening at the end of the year for him. Guess what? Obi Toppin could be the reason why we go real far, because what he possesses out there on the court as far as the running, and then Emmanuel quickly passing him over the top, him jumping for the ball. We haven't had that in our offense in such a long time of just passing the ball somebody over the top. So, hey, I like what I see with Obi Toppin's game, and let's see where it goes with him. Let's see what happens with him.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, Cash Out, great point. We talked about that a couple of while ago, man. Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks backing up Obi Toppin at the 4. Obi would be a beast with man. You get a professional scorer like Carmelo Anthony to come back there and show that boy how to play some ball. And they probably, don't get me wrong, they probably in the Summit getting it popping now. You know what I mean? Because I seen videos of him and him back in the days, him and Melo at the Summit. You know what I mean? Before Obi came to the Knicks. So them boys up in New York, man. Melo out all for the season. Probably home watching this boy get busy. So they're gonna be up in the Summit this year getting it popping. So I mean, I wouldn't mind having a problem with that at all, letting that boy come here. But Obi Toppin, I think, man, this is gonna be his year to go out there and show the Knicks why they drafted him. And I think he's gonna really go out there and have a good year, man. I'm looking forward to him, because I know one thing I do know. I do know him and Quickly and RJ them cats and Randall them, they put in work. They are always trying to get better. They're always in the gym. Facts, in the gym. Yeah, true indeed. So them cats are gym rats. They're always in the gym. They always trying to improve, man. And I think that culture is established down in New York. So to know that Obi Toppin probably in the gym right now. I'm looking at Cancun right now, but I did I did see a tweet for him. They was in Cancun, so they probably relaxing right now. But when they get back at it, I know they're gonna be ready to roll, man. I think these cats gonna put the work in. Man, gonna come back with a more confidence, especially. And I think that's gonna be my biggest word for him this year. I think he's gonna come back with a renewed confidence. Now I know what I can do. You know what I mean? I know what I could do now. You know what I mean? He probably knew it, but that display he put on at the end of the season probably just built his confidence up and say, you know what, man, when I come back up in this piece, I'm going to go do me. I think he's going to get a pop-up shot, pal. I really do.
Yeah. Like I say, I'll say it again. I'm gonna beat this horse all day, man. Obi Toppin cannot come back next year and getting 14, 15 minutes a game, man. Obi Toppin needs to be around 20 to 25 minutes a game. Somehow they'll have to work that out. And if there's a way that they move on from Julius Randle, I'm 1,000% sure that we're going to see Carmelo back in New York for probably one of his last years of his career. And with Carmelo coming back to New York to back up Obi, well, I hate to say back up for Obi Toppin, because with Tibbs, you bring Melo here, he might be the starter. he might be the starter, but on the other hand, if we could have Obi come and play behind, and Obi play and have Melo come behind and play, I think he would help elevate Obi's game. I really think Melo would come and help elevate Obi's game, show him how to set himself, get himself established, and show him how to shoot that short mid-range shot. That would really elevate Obi's game to all the things that we were all talking about. And Melo would be a big cog if we could get him here and back up Obi. That would be something. That's some playoff basketball stuff that we'll be looking for.
Yeah, real talk, soul finger. That's absolutely it, KJ. I think the brother got to get 25 minutes. I just think he got to get 25 or better. I don't see him coming back playing that 14-minute role.
Man.
His whole finger's at 20 to 22 at least.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they got to get this dude at least that at 25.
Yeah, you're right. And we seen it at the end of the season. The more minutes he got, the better he got. The more comfortable he looked out there, especially that jump shot. The jump shot started to flow for him at the end of the year, and they started running offense, and he was running something totally different. Now, however, you guys brought up Carmelo Anthony, and I believe there's a strong contingent to bring Melo back. So if we got rid of Randle, say Tibbs said, you know what, I'm going to start Randle, but I'm going to start Randle at the 4. We seen Randle at the 4 in New York City actually worked instead of him playing the 3 when it was a small ball lineup. So we got to watch what we wait for, because if Thibodeau might start Carmelo, who knows? But
no,
you don't think he would?
No, not at all.
I wouldn't with it. And listen, the reason I say that, I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't think he would. But like you said, KJ, I wouldn't put it past him. Melo here. Tibbs. Tibbs loves his veterans. Remember that. Tibbs loves his veterans.
And let's think about something. Let's think about this real quick. I'm not even bringing Russell Westbrook. I'm just saying, like, say there's no more Randle, right? And you just have starters of IQ, RJ, Obi or Melo, or Cam Reddish, right? Mitchell Robinson's here. I'm just speaking into fruition. Especially, I'm thinking about playoff time. In the playoffs, you watch these playoffs this time right now, it's not the same game in the regular season. Everything's slowed down. You need a veteran presence out there. Carmelo spreads that floor out. All we need Melo does not knock down threes. And his defense has actually got better. Not saying that it worked, but I would definitely want to start Obi Toppin if no Randle's here. And I do agree with you both that Obi Toppin needs between 25 and 30 minutes per game. And then we'll see his production go up. Because what he does out there on the floor, especially in the beginning, he runs the floor. And we haven't had a player like that in a long time that can run the floor and jump out the gym like he can. All he has to do is work on his defense. And that jump shot's more consistent. And then we have a player in New York City along with RJ Barrett.
Absolutely, yeah. I just want to piggyback on the Melo thing. Melo haven't started since Melo left the Knicks in OKC. Melo ain't got nothing he can do with the Knicks starting. If that the case, you could have started Derrick Rose, or you could have started Todd Gibson. Let me get into that, man. The 17-year vet, he don't have the energy to even go 5 minutes. Melo is an instant bucket getter off the bench. He's a talented dude, but Melo, I know we get on Tibbs about veterans, but He ain't start Derrick Rose over a lot of guys this year. He ain't start Todd Gibson over people. He ain't starting Melo over nobody. He will make sure Melo get his minutes. But no way, and I know Tom Thibodeau won't do that. I'll put $1 million on it. He ain't doing that. Not because if that's the case, you keep Randall. I mean, why would you do that? I know we get on about his line of he loved vets, but the man started RJ this rookie year. He played these guys, man. Now I think if Tibbs do that, I was like, Tibbs, you out of your mind. Start Carmelo Anthony. Nah, I don't think so. I'm that's my opinion from what I know and I see from the last so many years when Carmelo Anthony left New York, he went to OKC. After that OKC bed, he did not start in Houston. That's what he got out of there. He's not starting material. He's just not. He's a serviceable veteran that I think can get you buckets when you need them. I really believe that. I think that man can come off the bench and knock down 20 points. But starting for the Knicks, if the Knicks do that, I think it's a terrible move. I think you just go ahead and start Obi Toppin, let Carmelo come. That's the way the old NBA used to be. We got a nice young core, but you had them veterans like him to come behind a young guy to clean it up and get it pop or whatever. So maybe I agree with you. I understand what you guys saying. Not nothing against you guys, but I don't think that'll happen. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Tibbs better than that. And Tibbs do that. Like I said, that the case. He should have started Derrick Rose all these years. Bad as we needed a point guard too, you might have started Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? So, but as far as I don't know. But as far as Obi Toppin, I would love Melo to come here, back up Obi Toppin, get him about 20 minutes a game, 16 minutes a game, 400. When he relieve him, then he'll come back in, let Obi get his legs back, get back out there, let Melo come in with the second unit, torch them young boys to the second unit, whatever team they on. Then he go back to the bench or whatever, and finish coaching them boys on the bench. So I think that's where he had his career. I just think that's where he's at. Because like I said, even in LA, if you could start with LeBron James now, you know what I mean? I don't see Tibbs coming to New York and starting. You wouldn't even start with Westbrook and come out with LeBron James. And, and I hope Tibbs don't do like that. Put that ball in the Tibbs scared shit. Tibbs do that might be a job.
Hey. I joke about him. I joke about Tibbs putting Melo as a starter and stuff like that. I joke because we know our Tibbs, man. We know Tibbs is our coach. We know how. Yeah, we know how Tibbs is, man. But
Shad, it might happen because think about when Melo first came in. Melo was the young pup along with that team. He was the young guy. Now the Brewers, he's a little older guy on a young pup team, so he might could. You just never know. You never know what can happen.
Hey, KJ, you said he's a little older. No, he's a lot older.
Well,
he's a lot older.
Yeah. 37? Oh, no, 37?
Yeah, he can't do nothing for me. He can't do nothing for me.
Now, his Melo game, does he still have the same game where he slows? I haven't watched a lot of Melo this year.
Yeah, he's more of a mid-range 3-point shooter, mid-range scorer, in the same game. But he's definitely
a ball stopper, though. Remember, like Julian, he stops the ball. Is the ball still moving with him on the floor, or is he?
It's hard to say because I didn't watch the Lakers like that this year. I just know he don't get a lot of points at the 3-point line. He's more like catch and shoot now. Right. I mean, he's more like catch and shoot, and the dude's a dog. I think he make this team better on the bench. I think
on the bench, right? Okay, I agree with that. But me and Shaq can say you never know with Tibbs.
Yeah. I the only reason I'm saying that with the way his career went after he left New York, the cat been riding the bench since 2018. Even when he was in Houston, Dan Toney put him on the bench. You know what I mean? That was the reason why he got up out of Houston. Because I think after all that, I just don't think he's there anymore. Before that, but I think he'll make a difference. From a mentor standpoint, and he'll get you them points though. But we'll see, man. But as far as Obi Toppin, man, that's the reason why we talking about the Melo thing. Sorry, God, we didn't mean to get off the rails with Melo. I just wanted to kind of get that thing popping. But I think he definitely would help the Knicks in a big way, fellas. I think that man to come here and teach them boys some game, just like Todd Gibson taught Mitchell Robinson some game, just like D Rose teaching quickly them some game. I think the mentors is big, man. And D Rose, if we don't do nothing, D Rose, Todd Gibson, and Melo, I'm fine with. They're the type of veterans I want. Let everybody else be them be that young tier, and they go get a popper. But you need them cats who can educate you when you're doing something wrong. And I think that them the type of guys we need. And I think Obi Toppin will be a phenomenal ball player with that dude, though. I think Melo's gonna show that boy how to drop step and how to hook certain people a certain way, how to use your arms, how to use your legs, know when to take a head fake. I mean, Melo will teach that boy so much, man. Obi Toppin would be crazy. And that's why I wanted to come here for that reason. Let him retire Nick, give him the minimal, give him like a Todd Gibson contract. That ain't nothing. You can give Joakim Noah a contract. I don't care. Because what you're going to get for that $6 million is undeniable. Way more than $6 million from what it's going to do for your team. Education-wise, experience-wise, character-wise, all that good stuff, man. So, and I think it'll be fun. Real talk, man. But Obi can use that, man, because right now he on the cusp of something on Shy Powell, Obi Toppin.
Yeah, it would be. However this thing works out, if Randall does not move or if Randall is moved, it's going to be a turning point in this next season coming up with Obi Toppin, IQ, RJ. These guys are going to, I believe, we're going to elevate their game a little bit. I think RJ is going to elevate his game because he's been snubbed so many times from ESPN and the NBA networks and stuff like that. I think he's going to come out. He's going to be hungry. I think his percentage is going to be better this year. I think he's going to shoot better. I think he's going to look better. I think Obi with minutes on the court. I think Obi is going to come out and electrify the Garden. What we need, someone that goes down there and makes the Garden and really jumps out their seat with his electrifying dunks. I think IQ is going to come back again, way stronger. I think he's going to fill out some of his muscles on them broad shoulders that he got, them long arms that he got. And I think he's going to be. I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to come back with a vengeance this year. So it all depends on who we move on from and how we formulate this team on how we're going to move into the next season. But like I'll say it, I'm going to beat this dead horse. Every time I say I'm going to say the same thing, I'm going to beat this dead horse. There's no way in the world that I see Obi Toppin playing 14 minutes this year, coming off the bench playing 14 minutes, man. There's no way in the world I can see that happening.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, KJ, what's your grade for Obi this year? If you had to give him a grade, what did you like about him, and what do you think how he did this year?
I'm giving Obi a B-. And the reason why I'm giving Obi a B- is because he showed improvement throughout the year, even when he wasn't getting that much playing time. But when he got in the game, I mean, he wasn't shooting in the beginning. He wasn't shooting well, but he picked up. And then I seen a different Obi Toppin as it got to the last 30 games of the season. I said, you know what? Maybe we can really grow with this guy. This guy does have a game. This guy can shoot. This guy can run up the floor, something that we need. He's a spacer. We know he can jump out the gym. And all he got to do is work on that defense. So I'm giving the guy a B-. I think he had a better second year than first year, towards the end. And something look for, because, again, the guy's only 24 years old, getting paid $5 million in New York City, making more money than Mitchell Robinson at that. By the time this guy's 27, then that's the crazy part. He made more money than Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, he's
so
a
we
first
get this
round
guy for a discount, so
first round pick.
So my thing is, by 2024, he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So right now, these guys want to make work for the money. And in New York City, with everything on the high rise, with the inflation going up, we might extend Obi, because right now we getting Obi at a discount right now at the $5 million that we paid him this year. Next year, making $6-something million. So, let's keep it growing, because these guys want to get paid. But my grade for him is a B-, because it's only going to go up for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I pretty much agree with everything you said on that one, brother. You hit the nail right on the head with all that. I think we got to find a way to this. The crazy, because the 2024, 2023, and 2024 season is a team option. So who knows what they're gonna do? But I think if he have a breakout year, maybe Shy Powell, that might be why they might be moving on from Mitch, because of the money. You know what I mean? They might be looking like, well, we know we got Obi got it coming up, Cam Reddish got it coming up, RJ got it coming up. Do they decide to move on from Mitch and say we'll let the rest of these guys play out one more year, then all their stuff come out the books? I don't know what they would do. I'm just trying to put some scenario together. But he got another year on that contract coming up. For $5 million, let's say 5.3 million, 2022-23. Then the next year after that, like I said, he in that team option year. So we have to see how they're gonna go with that. And salute my man Will, salute to the chat, everybody. Facts, facts, so big. But I'm with KJ on that beat. What B minus KJ?
B minus.
Yeah, I think that's legit. I really do.
I'm just a little bit over y'all. I say B plus.
Okay.
Just because as you seen OB get more minutes, you see him do better things. The reason why he got the plus is because how the way he ended the year, shooting a 3-point percentage of about 31%. I think he's right around, or if he beats out, he beat out Randall this year in a percentage from the 3-point line. And he started off terrible. I think he was like 19-20%. And at the end of the season, around 31%. One of the games that he played, he shot like 8 3-pointers. He was, I think he was 50%, 60%. I think he had 5 of 8 or something like that. He was tearing it up, man. I think it was the game he scored 40-something points. So I just think the things that he has to work on is stuff that he has had problems since he left Dayton, and that's his footwork. And if he could square up his footwork a little bit more, stop getting caught in that jumping for that up fake that the offense gives him. If he can stay on the floor, stay playing it a little bit, and jump as the guy is shooting the ball, I think he'll have a better range of defensive integrity. I think he can block some shots off of jump shots. I think his footwork and building a mid-range game, I think that'll project him into the high A's for me. And once again, being a dead horse, he has to get more than 14 minutes this year. He has to.
Yeah. I think the grade is all accurate, man. I believe he definitely deserved them B minus and B pluses. Like I said, you only can imagine what he could do with more time. So he showed it. You know, when you give me more time, I'll show you what I can do. That pretty much is that summed it up in a nutshell. But I think he's going to be all right. KJ, I think the man's got a good chance to come in here and I think they will. I think they will. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Right there. We were talking about that, Will. I ain't got no problem with that whatsoever. You know what I mean? But I do think, KJ, that do you think that Obi Toppin will get the 25 minutes this year? Or how do you think he go about getting the minutes? What would the Knicks need to do to get him the minutes that he deserves? I think he will earn them and deserve them coming to the regular season.
So the only way he gets 25 minutes if it's Julius Randle's not here.
Facts.
And that's just my honest opinion, because we see it, and it's like, what's going to change? The question is, can Obi Toppin and Julius Randle play together? They really haven't shown that quite yet. So it's a logjam at his position. So if they get rid of Randle, then yes, Divine, he can get those 25 minutes. If they keep Randle, he's not going to get 25 minutes. And also, to go even further into that, Divine and Sha, think about this whole Mitchell Robinson situation. If we are to keep him, because think about it, if I'm Mitchell Robinson's agent, I want my boy Mitch. I'm going for at least $18-20 million a year for him. Just think about this. The man, the most money he made what, 6, 7, right? So when he made this year alone, $1.8 million. Like, I mean, we get him for a discount. So my thing is, Mitchell Robinson wants to get paid. So if we to lose Mitchell Robinson, now we know we got Sims. So that's why I said it's not a bad idea to bring in. And I'm sorry, again, it's not a bad idea to bring Melo in, but also we got to really hold the horses on a Julius Randle now. If we lose Mitchell Robinson,
facts.
And we might go with a small ball lineup. We might go with a lineup of. I know I'm going with Russell Brook. I'm going with IQ, RJ, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Randle. We might be a small ball and bring some. I'm not saying it's going to go that way, but it's all on what are they going to do with Mitchell Robinson's contract. Because if I'm Mitchell Robinson's agent or agents, I'm trying to get Richard Robinson in the bag because he's been getting the money he's been making since he's been in the league is peanuts compared to what all these other centers are getting paid. And you can put him right now. Mr. Robinson is a top 10 center in the NBA.
Facts.
That's debatable. Or it could be a top 5. Let's talk about it. But I know it's on Obi Toppin, but it all depends with Obi Toppin, what's going to happen with Mr. Robinson, and what's going to happen with Julius Randle on the minutes that Obi Toppin is going to get this year.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sophie, and I agree with you, KJ. If we lose Mitch, that would be 6 steps backwards. But I'm hoping that the Knicks could work something out with him. From per Ian Begley, he think the Knicks might not keep him. I mean, they thinking that the Knicks might not be able to keep Mr. Robinson. And that's from Ian Begley's mouth, not mine. You know what I mean? So I just heard him. He was on one of these podcasts, and I heard him mention something of that nature, that they might not be able to do that. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that.
Cash out, huh? Let's see. Hey, we want to think about that right there. Yeah, that's
ain't got no problem with that.
Saves money.
Yeah, but yeah, and I think we might not have a choice if Mr. Robinson don't want to stay. If he get not that he don't want to stay, he get a better offer that he can't refuse. You know what I mean? And the man got to go get his money. And especially if the team that he talking to said we're gonna let you be part of the offense. We're gonna make sure that you get these many touches a game. We're gonna make sure that these are a lot of things that might want. Because I always believe that he wanted to elevate his game. Mitch Robinson not just a rim runner. He's just not an offensive rebounder. The kid got a nice touch. I was watching some of his videos and stuff like that, man. And the kid got skills. He got skills for his age, man. His size. And he got a nice finger roll. He can do some crazy things with the basketball when he's playing in the gym and all that. So I mean, what I'm saying is that not saying that he'll do it in the NBA, but I've seen him do it. Whether he can do it on this level is different, but I think he got a skill set that could be utilized by the Knicks if they did it right. But I'm hoping that the next team might say, what, we're going to feature you in the offense. We're not only going to use you like this. We're going to make sure you get to do this. We're going to make sure you get maybe 3 touches or 4 touches in the paint. We're going to post you up. So that's what makes it interesting about he might get a better deal, not only money-wise, but opportunity to play on a team and with a more prominent role in the offense. And then he becomes a double threat. So who knows what Mr. Robinson may be thinking, at the end of when the free agency time comes. But we'll see, Shop Howard. Either way it go, I'd love to have him back. I think Mitch is a supreme force in the middle of the NBA. The cat changes the game for the Knicks. He and like I said, anybody can do what he's doing without a prominent point guard, and he's still doing that. Imagine when he gets somebody who can really understand the game of basketball and get him in his spots and everything. I think the man might start doing some Kareem hooks out there or something. You know what I mean? Who knows on the pin? So we got to see how it goes. But I do think that I hate for the Knicks to lose that young man though.
Yeah, from what I've seen, Mitch is probably looking to get somewhere around 15 to 17 million this year, and the front office right now, from what I hear, they're offering them maybe 12. So if they could come to a medium and try to get Mitchell Robinson for 13.5 plus incentives, Mitch, we want you to stay here. We want you to stay here. We can't pay you 17 million straight up for a year, but with these incentives, you can easily make up to $18 million. You have to play 67 games this year. You have to increase your free throw percentage to 72%. You have to be the top 5 in offensive rebounds this year. Make an all-star game. Make a defensive one of the defensive teams this year. So many incentives that they could give him, where they can offer him $750,000, $1.8 million, $250,000, 300. However the money comes about, give him about 5 or 6 things that he has to incentivize for, that he has to strive for to continue to grow his game. Start him at 13.5, and if you make these moves, these incentives that we give to you, you could leave out of here at the end of the year with $17-18 million. So that's what I hope that they shoot for, because I believe, from what I heard, they offered him 11 million, and Mitch probably wants closer to 17 million. So if they could come to a medium, get that 13.5 out, and give him some incentives, I think that would keep Mitch here, because all Mitch knows is New York, and I think Mitch will want to come back here to New York, but he doesn't want to come back here making $1 more million more than what Noel did last year.
Yeah. That's really, you hit the nail right on the head, because salute to the chat, man. Salute to my physical brother, Unique Allah, Pete, brother. Yeah. That's, you pretty much touched all the bases for me. But I still think 15 is doable. With the salary cap going up, where he gives you on the court can't be underestimated. You know what I mean? Because I think he's a plus. His PER is the best on the Knicks. He's the game changer for us, man. I mean, that kid literally is a game changer for the New York Knicks. When Mitchell Robinson is in that starting lineup, the Knicks is a way better team. The minute that man hit the bench,
5-9-5.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, so I do think, KJ, that hopefully the Knicks and him can come to agreement. Let him be part of this thing, man. And him and these guys got a good rapport, and that's what I love about it. Like, all these guys got a good rapport together. You know what I mean? Like him and RJ been playing since RJ came in the league. He Julius Randle, RJ. That front line, I don't have no problem with. It's just that, if you ask me to do anything, that people might think I'm tripping, I'm like, you know what? Slide RJ back to 2 and start Obi Toppin at the 3. I think that if you got Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Obi Toppin at the 3, I'm good. And if you keep Fournier, bring him off the bench, fine. We had the 2 anyway. But you bring Cam Reddish in for Obi Toppin, you bring Fournier in for RJ Barrett. I think the Knicks got a monster squad if you keep these guys. So right. I do think that from what I'm seeing in the NBA now, KJ, if Laurie Marketing could play the 3, if big as LeBron is could play the 3, Chris Middleton, them guys 6'8", 6'9", just like Obi. These guys could play the 3. If he work on certain aspects of his game, I think he'd be a nice 3 for us. I think he'd be nice. He could rebound with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. And I think having Mitchell Robinson there cover some of the defense till we get better at it. But having Mitchell Robinson back there with Obi in the line was not bad, because the dude does give effort. He's not a slacker. He just got to work on it. I think Obi Toppin should be getting 2 block shots a game. Him and Mitchell Robinson probably in the starting line can get you 4 block shots in the start, just because how high he jumped. You know what I mean? So I think if we do that, I would love to see the Knicks bring Obi Toppin and Randall come back and put that boy at the 3. I think that's the way to go.
And that has to be the question with the coach, because as we've seen, the Knicks offense played better. It was more freer when they ran up and down the court. I think that's how they want to play. The traditional offense that Tibbs was running wasn't really that much exciting this year until you switch the lineup. Now, some could say, I want to shout out to your brother, Unique Allah. He's right. When Randall's off the floor, the team played better. Now, it got to the point when Randall missed maybe a week or 2 from what I remember in a year where the team played, I think it was on the West Coast, and we said the young squad in, and the team just looked totally different. They weren't ready, but the team got better. And sometimes when you keep playing with the same players over and over again, as we see what happened to the New York Knicks young squad, they actually got better with Obi Toppin. And to your other point, Devon and Shop, IQ and Obi Toppin could be a nice tandem for years to come. Do we want to break that piece up? Right? So then we're thinking about the whole Mitchell Robinson situation. How far do we think Mitchell Robinson's ceiling is going to go? We know that Mitchell Robinson can change the game for the Knicks defensively when he's on the court. The man played 72 games. I think that's the most games he played since he's been in the NBA. He got stronger. He got better. If everybody remember how Mitchell Robinson came to the league, don't forget, the man went to high school, stopped. He trained for the whole year. He went to college, trained for the whole year, then went to the NBA. So Mitchell Robinson, even at 24 years old, is still learning the game, the NBA game of basketball. Now, so it's a lot of questions. It can go this way or that way. Which way do I want to take it? I want to go with the young and running squad. I want to go with the young squad and go, because, again, this thing is about building. Again, we've been this way for so long. It's like, what's another year? It is what it is. We could save some money, stretch some contracts, and then when the time is right, we get that big fish. So it could happen this year. We don't know, but again, Devon, to your point, last stream we talked about we could just wait this thing out. Let's just wait this thing out and see what happens.
Yeah, they probably gonna run it back. I think they can run that back. And salute to the public. And, salute my man. Appreciate you coming in, brother. Real talk. Salute to everybody. Y'all keep it coming, man. Some great points, Soul Finger, and all you guys, man. Keep it coming. I do think that they can run this thing back. I mean, obviously, if you run it back, you got to shred at least 2. I think Kemba Walker won't come back. But only reason if Noel come back, the only problem I have with that is that Jericho said him get his minutes took. If you bring everybody back except for Kemba Walker and Noel, okay, run it back for 1 year. After that, you got all that money anyway. So I mean, and they try to make up for what they did this year. But I do think they got to shuffle that thing. I'm just concerned about the Cam Reddishes and the grind. The more people we keep, we still got Derrick Rose. Then that means the maturation of Quentin Grimes might fall because now they're not going to get the minutes because we brought all these guys back. So I really don't want to see that. I want to see these three of them move for 3 can play. I think Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, you got to see these guys. I'm really fine. No, I kid you not, guys. Y'all might think I'm crazy. I'm fine with Quentin Grimes, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, and Quentin Grimes at our guard spots in New York. I really am. For 1 year, if you're going to bring the rest of you guys back. But I would love if you can get Fournier or Randall or Derrick Rose. I'm good with that too. But I do think Shop House, we got to make sure that we don't stop the maturation of these young guys that we got there. Because Cam Reddish, I think, gonna be ready to pop. I think Cam Reddish gonna be ready to pop. I think this cat know he in a contract year too. He want to stay in the NBA. He don't want to be. He don't want to be a la Kevin Knox. You know what I mean? You don't want to get put in that realm. He's too talented for that. In fact, and that draft pick as well. So we gotta be able to shuffle this deck a little bit. Sharp Howard to move somebody, man. Because I don't think it's gonna be. We come back with everybody. It's gonna. I'm not gonna be happy with that. Believe it or not.
All right. I'll say this. I've been sitting doing some homework. Y'all guys made me do homework. And if we want to bring a couple of guys in and we all right, let me just start it like this. We can move on from Burks, Evan, Randall, Noel, Kemba, and Rose. Those guys can I made trades up for how these guys could be moved, where they could be moved to, what we get back and stuff like that. And our starting unit would be next year. And don't kill me for this, but just listen to me out, chat. Listen to what I say out, because it would be Brunson, RJ, Haywood, Obi, and Mitchell Robinson. Our second unit would be IQ, Grimes, Reddish, Mello, and Sims. Our situational players would be Taj, Deuce, our first round from this year, and our second round from this year. That would be the lineup. We would move on from all these aspiring contracts. Right now, Randall, a set of Randall and Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier. Our cap space would be in between 109 million to 114 million. We would save about somewhere in between 8 to 12 million for the year to have an escrow to pick up maybe another player for that situational piece. And the way it works out, Brunson would get about 20 million. We wouldn't sign RJ this year. We would give him his 10 million. Haywood would be his 30 million. Obi would get his 6. Mitch would get 15 million. IQ will still have his 3. Grimes will still have his 3. Reddish will still have his 6. We wouldn't re-sign Reddish yet. Sims will have his 2. Mello will have 5. And Taj will have his 6. Our first round and second round is probably like 4 million and 2 million, and Deuce will still have his 2 million. And we will relinquish ourselves from all the players that we've been talking about moving. We would stay under our cap space to about 112 to 114 million, and we would still have flexibility with about $8 to $12 million, because I think it's 122 million next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you know, that's one of the things that I would think about doing if I was in the front office, if we really trying to, because in order to get Brunson, the way they're talking about now, then there's no trade, there's no going to be no sign and trade. We'll probably have to sign them up front, so we would actually have to move on from Burks, Noel, and Kemba. And it's a whole lot of situations that we will have to move around. But in order to get all these guys to another team, we will bring back all that money. We could bring Bronson here. We could sign Hayward. And another reason why I say Hayward, if we could get 62 to 68 games from Hayward, I think he would be a better Fournier for us. I think he would be better, and you would have Hayward and Melo to show these guys how to shoot short jump shots, foul line down jump shots. Hayward is a killer in the mid range. So is Melo, and with a healthy Hayward, I think he could do better on the small forward or shooting guard than what Fournier is doing for us right now.
So how would you have you send Randall to Charlotte?
All right, hold on. Let me turn my page over here.
I think how many years Hayward got on his deal?
Two.
Got 2 years left? Okay.
2 years left. Hayward deal would be Burks, Noel, and Kemba. That's how we get Hayward. Hold on, let me go to my.
I think Charlotte would do that because I mean Kemba, I think he'd go there. Beyond a bit, I think Noel will help him up front, and I also think who you said the third guy was?
Noel, Burks, and Kemba.
Okay, and Burks, yeah. I think them 3 guys to come in and make Charlotte a better team. I know that. From that standpoint, experience and everything, and then they got it. And I think Charlotte would be happy too because they just took in 3 aspiring contracts.
Right.
Literally, they just literally took 3 aspiring contracts. I think they would do that.
Right.
I really believe that.
Hey, Shot, that was good work too, man. Put your front office. Your front office, bro.
Hold on, let me tell. Hold up, I don't even want to go through the trade, but hold on, let me find the thing. I had to put it somewhere. I don't even remember where I put the damn thing.
Hey, Will, I thought the same thing. I was telling Shop Powell that earlier. I'm glad Will put that up there. There will be a sign trade with Brunson if he leaves. Mavs is bluffing. Because if the Mavs don't do that and let that man walk for nothing, that would be the most boneheaded move a front office ever could do. So I think Mavs is throwing that out there to calm the noise down. But at the end of the season, if Brunson walked, they're not going to let Brunson walk for nothing. So
we can make the money to get Brunson. It's no doubt about that. Even if they say that they're not going to, there's no trading side. We can make the money to get Brunson. We would have to move. Hold on, we would have to move. Damn, where the hell is my paper at? We would have to move. We would have to move either Fournier, or we would have to move D Rose and Burks. No, not Burks. D Rose and
Noel.
Where's this paper?
Noel.
Noel. That's that contract. Hold up. Y'all go ahead. Oh, here it goes. All right. All right, go ahead. This is not the one.
Yeah,
this the one for D. I got one for Donovan Mitchell also.
I think they take Noel because Dallas was going to sign Noel this offseason. And remember, Noel played for Dallas. And remember when he turned down that $80 million? Dallas was about to give Noel $80 million. Noel turned it down. But they were going to trade. If the Knicks didn't sign Noel this year, so I do agree with Shaw. I think Dallas will take him and whoever to get because I think that's going to help them in the playoffs. Because now that they got Reggie Bullock, they are better. They defense is pretty solid. Him and Smith from them playing. So to add Noel there instead of Maxi Kleber or Powell or one of them guys, I think they'll make that move. That might be a good move though. KJ, I think they'll make that happen.
Yeah, and absolutely. Hey, look, again, we call it the Dallas Mavs, so we done made so many trades in the back and forth. But again, I think this whole thing with the New York Knicks this year, I think everything comes down to exactly what do they want to do. The whole world is up. Inflation is up everywhere right now. Guys want to get paid. It is a business. What do the Knicks do? Do the Knicks want to say, you know what? Bump it. We're going to spend this money and do what we got to do. We're going to rush this job. Or we're going to be the business minded and say, you know what? We're going to save this money and wait. What do the New York Knicks want to do? Again, Mitchell Robinson wants to get paid. Do we want to pay Mitchell Robinson a guy that averaged 8 and 8 this year. He averaged 8 and 8 this year. 8 rebounds, 8 points per game. But we know what he can do defensively on the floor, right? Are we willing to pay Mitchell Robinson $15 million for the next 3 to 4 years? You know, that has to be the question. How did the team look with him? We know how it looks, but again, this is the long haul. So which way are we going? The way I want to go, I want to build this thing from the ground up. I want to be able to save some money, and that's why I'm fighting for Russell Westbrook to be the starting point guard next year in New York Knicks. You know, that's why I'm fighting for that, to save some money in the long run. Again, I think he provides us a guard that is fast and it plays the way the Knicks want to play. The Knicks want to play fast up and down the floor. You know, that's here and on there. I know we talk about Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson and the rest of the crew, the guys that's here. But the question is, what are the Knicks going to do with Mitchell Robinson? Are they going to do a sign and trade, or are they going to keep him?
Hey, let me ask you a question in chat. Would y'all have a problem with the starting lineup next year for the New York Knicks? Emmanuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson.
No.
All of them played together. They all been on the team together. They got camaraderie. They got chemistry. They don't got to worry about trying to, like the way Fournier and Kemba came in, we got to try to find a way to make all this stuff blend. That probably was one of the major problems this year, because we tried to find a way to make all this stuff blend. Knowing that these cats been played together for the last 2 or 3 years now, with them going Quickly and Obi going to their 3rd year, Cash Out say no.
Who did you say again, Divine?
I said Quickly, because she's a shooter, 3-point shooter, point guard. Move Barrett back to the 2. Hopefully his free ball come back to the way he was shot the year before, around 39, even if he shoot 37%. Obi Toppin, because you won't be able to, you're gonna need, I think the Knicks, one problem with the Knicks too, they lack size. Like that to me, they got a small lineup when you got Fournier, RJ, and Randle. That's just so small to me. You know what I mean? I just think that that's a small lineup. But I do think if you had a chance to start Quickly, because of the rapport, just because of the rapport with Obi, man. I mean, I don't think I wouldn't want to go play in the NBA. I'm talking about not in the NBA. I wouldn't want the Knicks to break that tandem up. That's my whole point with the Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly. I do not want the Knicks to break up, because they know how to play together. Like I was saying earlier, that's like Tony Parker. I'm not talking about their skills. I'm talking about the way they play together. Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. Like I said, John Stockton and Karl Malone. This person, because they just know how to play. He makes his game that good. So that's the reason why I put Quickly in the starting lineup, because I just don't think that Obi Toppin gonna come off the bench next year. In my opinion, I don't think so. So that's the reason I said. But that lineup right there, they all play together. They all been together for 3 years. And Obi Toppin makes Knicks a little bigger now, because you taking a 6'6" Fournier out, putting the 6'8", 6'9" Obi Toppin in, and moving the 6'7" RJ back to the 2. You know what I mean? So your team got bigger, stronger. You know, you might lose Fournier shooting, but I think you gain with Emmanuel Quickly, you know, his game. So I know that's what, if the Knicks don't do too much stuff. In other words, they bring everybody back. I have a problem seeing that, because I don't know what other way they would go. So I would love to see that line. That's why I put that up, just to see how it would work out.
Right. Hey, but also, guys, with this whole, I know the big Brunson thing, your brother's absolutely right. The whole Brunson situation, right? We talking about IQ at the point guard. Again, we bring this guy, we can pay $18 million. When we've been talking about this before, we got IQ, McBride, RJ can bring the ball up. We got these guys here. So why even spend the money on these guys when we might not need to? You know, and that's why I said it's a big belief that maybe they will run it back. Because again, we talked about it. Missed free throws this year. No D-Rose and Noel. Noel's insurance policy for Mitchell Robinson right now. Because we all seen the year that we went to the playoffs with him, who started all those games? Noel, right? So my thing is, if Noel comes back healthy and gives us what we need, like Mitchell Robinson did, if we lose Mitchell Robinson, we got Noel and Sims still. So Noel's the insurance policy. 3 years, $10 million, $30 million. I mean, so my thing is now we got 1 year left, right, on that contract, right, Devon?
Mm-hmm.
So we have him at a discount too. So that's why I say it all depends. Once the traded deadline, I mean, whatever happens in the offseason with this Mitchell Robinson thing, let's see what happens with it. Because if Mitchell Robinson is saying, I want $20 million a year, I don't want to pay that. I'm here to tell you, I don't want to pay $20 million to Mitchell Robinson.
Right. And cash out, we on the same page. I was just saying only if the Knicks bring him back. Oh, definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely. No, we on the same page. I was just emphasizing Julius Randle because that's if the Knicks don't get rid of him. Because from what it looked like, they might not. From all the reports that I'm hearing, where they got him in a new commercial thing with the advertising with him and R.J. Barrett. I just brought that up. If they bring him back, we on the same page. I definitely want. I prefer Randle to move on. Y'all know me, but if he come back, that's the only reason I got to put Randle in there before Cam, because I know they're not going to sit Randle on the bench. So I'm with you, brother. I'm on the same page with you, no doubt. But you know, it's going to be interesting, man, because like I said, they might run it back, and that's the reason why I bought that lineup, because they might run it back. They run it back. You know, we know Julius Randle start. You know, and we know that. So that's the reason I had said him, Obi, Cam. I mean, him, Obi, RJ, and Randle, because Randle will be back next year if they don't trade him. You know, and so we'll see, man. Because I think the Jalen Brunson thing, might. I think from Mark Stern report, they think he's thinking that might be like a done deal, in a sense. Whereas if Jalen Brunson moves, he 9 out of 10 he's gonna be coming to New York. So, you know, and if that's the case, then we still good, because I think a quick now you can put quickly at the 2 or the 3. But it's gonna, but for all it's to work, like Shaw said, that like we all been saying, you bring Brunson in, somebody getting kicked to the curb. So
D Rose.
Yeah. Okay.
D Rose with that big contract, we can move him right to Chicago. They got money. They'll take D Rose. I think they still have like $22 million still in cap space. They could absorb his contract, give us a first round back for D Rose, and that $14 million plus Kemba's contract or something like that. Somebody else will have to move to make up that extra $6 million, but that probably would be. I mean, we still have, we'll still have some escrow money from Noah's contract, that's $6 million. Plus, we also have about 2 million, 1.8, 2 million, 2.3, something like that, in that range of money that we have on the side from the move from LA, and the move from for Reddish also. I think we have like 1.8 to 2.3 million dollars. We got Noel's contract coming off the books. That's $6 million. So we really have close to about $8 million. We're probably even right now, but once the money hits the books, we'll have that money back. So if we were looking to pursue Brunson, D Rose would be probably one of the first people, aside from Kemba and maybe Noel. Well, it all depends with Noel if Mitch stays here. If Mitch stays here, then we can move on from Noel. It's a lot of integral pieces to this thing, but if they want Brunson, they definitely gonna have to move on from D Rose. D Rose will have to go, and Brunson, it'd be Brunson and IQ as the backup, I believe.
Do you think they can? Let me ask you a question. Cash out. Let me answer Cash out's question right quick. Cash out. I prefer Sims, because I think it's his time to get ready. You know, when he showed me that he could be a real serviceable backup, I always thought that Mitchell Robinson and Gerald Casino would be the future centers in New York. A healthy Noel. I mean, he's a veteran. He's experienced. I just hate to see him come and play, and then Sims gets sitting back to the situation when I think that it's time for Jericho Sims to get a little bit of burn. But if we bring Noel back, I mean, Ted, he gonna make Sims situational. So I think for that Brunson thing, that's why I like the Nerlens Noel, Alex Burks, or Kemba Walker, or just this $20 million. You know what I mean? So you do a sign and trade for $20 million if they want to pick a second pick or something, whatever. But I know Dallas can use them two dudes. See, because they are not a rebuilding team. Them cats looking to get to the next level. So I think Noel helps them, and them having the Alex Burks come up the bench, a spark plug like that. You know what I mean? That works too. Or they can go Fournier for for Jalen Brunson straight up, basically 19 million, 20 million. Or you could send Randall home, and they had to send us back Brunson in the sign and trade. Maybe you had to throw Frank back in there. I don't know, but I think it can get done. I think we got the players to get it done. I just don't know if they're going to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know what they go, but to get Brunson, like Shaw said, we got a lot of ways to do it. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of if the Knicks going to pull the trigger. But the man been playing some good basketball, though. I'll give you that much. He been balling in the playoffs, man. And salute to my man Jarvis. Jarvis, salute my brother. Salute to you. And so it's interesting, but I do think that dude might be here. If he come here, and don't get me wrong, you got Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose as your point guards. You in a good spot there. You know what I mean? You know that's not bad. You got 13 points coming off the bench. You got maybe 16, 17 from the point guard spot starting. 30 points from the point guard position. That's not bad. You know what I mean? That's only if they're gonna go the route that we think they're going. But now I would prefer them to break the thing up and just go, not break it all up, but go with the youth movement. But if the Knicks don't go with the youth movement and they bring Julius Randle back, I think they're gonna have to move somebody to get Brunson other than Julius Randle.
Right.
That's the only reason I'm putting that out there. But y'all know the way I want to go.
And guys, I know we talk about Jericho Sims, but don't forget Jericho Sims only has a 2-year contract with the Knicks. Jericho Sims is a little older rookie.
Yeah.
At the end of next year, Jericho Sims will be 26 years old. He's making over $1.6 million. So again, it's all, to me, it's depending on what the Knicks, where they want to do with the center situation. We got Noel as a insurance policy right now, if you ask me, because again, we lose Mitchell Robinson, we're going to bring another center in here because again, somebody might offer Jericho Sims something, and then after next year's over, and to me, he got better during the beginning. He was starting, but he got a little better. He played bigger than 6'10", if you ask me. So again, what are we going to do with the center position in New York? I know we talk about point guard, but the center position right now is everywhere, and we need that. And to me, Jericho Sims, I love the man's defense for his rookie year. I like what he did out there for us, But again, we could possibly lose him too in the next year too, because it's only a 2-year contract. It's not a 3 or 4 year contract.
Two-way anyway. He's a two-way at that. He haven't even got a 4-year contract. But if they move on from Mitch, do you think they just go ahead and let roll with Jericho Sims and Nerlens Noel next year?
That's one of the things they'll probably have to do if they move on from Mitch. I mean, I think there's a chance that they can see. This is my dilemma with Mitch leaving and bringing someone else in. If you're going to try to stretch some of these contracts and go after Turner, which is probably going to be around $20 million, then why not just keep Mitch and try to give him that 13.5 with incentives? If Mitch leaves, our only option would probably be, I mean, we have a whole lot of options. We could go out there. It's not many centers out there. There's a couple out there but they got the Woods out there. They got the Turners out there and stuff like that. But if we could keep Mitch and move on from Noel, then we could have Sims with Mitch as being the starter and Sims being the secondary coming off the bench.
Noel.
And Taj would be our 15th man, just in case if one of them get hurt, he can come and fill in the role as that center position. So the big thing for me is to try to keep Mitch. If we can, like I said, I 13.5 million with incentives. With the incentives, he can make almost another $5 million. He can make almost almost $18.5 million. But he has to be willing to pay into himself. He has to help himself. If he wants this much money, if he really wants $18 million, you have to invest into yourself. You have to play 60 something games this year. You have to improve your free throw shooting from 50% to 72%. You have to make a defensive team this year, top blocks of something, offensive rebounds. There's so many incentives that they could say say ain't offered to him, but you know, they could do some things to keep Mitch, man. I think that should be one of the biggest things that they should try to do aside from moving off of Kimba this year.
Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody. Salute to Allah. Salute to my brother Unique Allah. Peace to everybody, man. And listen, what do you guys want to see the Knicks do in the chat on whatever, man? What do you think? What direction do you think the Knicks should go? If y'all got time to put that in there, what do y'all want to see? You know, because we just kind of spitting out scenarios. But what's y'all scenario? What do you guys want to see? What do you think the Knicks should do next year? Should we run back almost what we have? Should we make some moves? Should we move a certain person? What's on you guys' mind? What did you guys really truly want to see the Knicks do next year, and to make you feel good going into next season, whether it's trades, free agents, sign or whatever? Y'all hit me up, let me know, and give me y'all thoughts. Because you know, like I said, I'm more leaning towards the youth movement, because I think we got a nice bunch of young talent there, and adding a couple of pieces behind them to teach them and let them groom and grow. But at the same time, you know, if the Knicks don't trade Julius Randle, they don't trade Fournier, you know, are we changing lineups? You know, because it's gonna be interesting, man. Who knows what these guys are gonna do? And we'll take it from there. Nick 100 said, two small forwards is as simple as to fix that first. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, man, because you know, we got, you know, I don't know what they're gonna do with the draft pick. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I'm not even pretending to say I know. But you know, I definitely like the Cam Reddish. I love Grimes. I think Grimes gonna be the real deal. I just think he's gonna wind up being a special player in New York. I like Deuce McBride. I like all these young dudes: Cam Reddish, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin. I mean, I like all these guys, man. But that's why I'm so inclined to say, man, won't you go with that young? You know, every time I watch the Memphis Grizzlies, I keep bringing this up. I watched the boys last night. All five of them dudes is like 20 something. Like Jaren Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark, Brooks, John Morant, and Desmond Bain. I mean, these cats second in the West, bro, and them cats is young. That's why I'm intrigued by the young thing, and you know, and they got guys to back them up that make things happen. So you know, I don't know, man. But I know from the Knicks standpoint, they might not go that way. They might stick with what they got. So we have to see.
Your brother by bringing Mark Jackson as the assistant.
If I went down, hey, don't want to use him as a tis mess up that you already got him there.
You know who I say? We said this before. If Nash was gonna have a good year, they might bring in RJ may make the call. Hey, Nash, I need you over here to be assistant.
Right. Jarvis said, I see a few options if Mitch gone. Miles Turner, Mo Bamba. I like Christian Woods. I like him. So I ain't got no problem with Christian Woods. Mo Bamba, he got a qualifying for $10 million. I think the Knicks can, you know, pull that off. Miles Turner, from what I was hearing, they were saying that maybe Indiana want to hold on to him. He had an $18 million deal on the table, I think, right now as we speak. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 years left, but I know it's an $18 million contract. JaVale McGee, not bad. Been on a lot of championship teams. He'll be a serviceable big man for us. Yeah, but that's a good one right there, man. We had to see how that would play out right there for sure.
Right. Hey, and guys, I said if I'm the GM, I'm thinking about our division, the Atlantic Division. How do we get better than Boston, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia? To me, that has to be the question. We've seen the team that they got. How do we said we're gonna be a top 4 team? How do we become a top 4 team in the whole Eastern Conference if we got better? But we got to worry about our division first. We have to become a better team than the teams we named. Now we match up well against Boston, but Brooklyn swept us. Philadelphia, they got with us. We beat them a couple games. They beat us, but to me, is we got to get better than our division. Then we should start outsourcing. So again, we might just run it back with a couple new players.
Yep. I know I'm with Soulfinger and Nick 100. The same 2 positions we bought in this year in free agency, we need to ring them up again. Take them out. So in other words, Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, we need to replace them 2 with somebody. I think them the 2 positions that's real critical in New York right now, because RJ could do either or. So if you move RJ back to the 2, then you get a 3. But I do agree that 1 and that 3 got to get correct, because I think you can move RJ back to the 2. We got to get that point guard situation taken care of. That's first and foremost. That's been our Achilles heel for the last 10 years, whatever. I don't know, but I do think, like Soulfinger said, that point guard we gotta lock that up. That and like and Soulfinger and Nick 100 said, and that small forward, because I think that Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker experiment just didn't pan out the way we thought it was. Not saying not saying that it couldn't have panned out, it just didn't pan out. There's a lot of things played into that. I mean, I'm not speaking because of their talent. I'm just speaking because it just didn't work out. Like look what Reggie Bullock doing right now in the playoffs. He locking down Donovan Mitchell, Royce O'Neal. He popping a 3-ball from everywhere. Him and Finney Smith got that defense in Dallas playing good ball. And that's why I keep saying to the day, like maybe we miss a dude like Reggie Bullock. You know what I mean? Because he was our defense stopper. He played the best wings in the game. And now we don't got nobody who could do that. RJ trying to get there, but Reggie Bullock was there. You know what I mean? So I think that 1 and that 3, I agree with the brothers up there, man. I think that's going to be a real important position for the Knicks this year, man. Cam Reddish can do it. I hope the Tibbs unleash him, because he is that. I think he can be that dude. I mean, I think Cam Reddish can be special. Shop Howard. Let's just hope that Tibbs give him a good opportunity. You know what? Put it like this here: it's open competition in training camp. Better go in there and beat your man. Put it like that. You know what I mean? And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I used to say 2 people, but 3 people may be help to let the youth stay here, and the 3 guys definitely Kimba, definitely Burks, and depending on if we get a point guard, D Rose. If somehow we can wing this way out to get Brunson, I believe that D Rose is gone from off the team. The main guys that we have to look for to move to try to keep this team as young as we have it is Burks, Evan Fournier, Noel, Kemba, Rose, and if we can move off of Randall. Those guys right there will get us some players here. Not many players, but it will have us with that youth movement that we're talking about. We will have Brunson, which is 24, Randall, RJ 22, OB 23, 24, Mitchell Robinson 24, IQ 22, Grimes 21, 22, Reddish 21, 22, Sims 22, 23. And Deuce would be situational, and we could keep both our first round picks this year if we move off of these guys that I mentioned. We could keep our 2 first round picks. Taj and Deuce will be our situational guys, and we move on from Burks, Evan, and all of them are all of them can be traded, man. Rose could be traded, Kemba could be traded, Noel, Evan, Randall, Burks, all these guys that we mentioned they're all speculations of how we can move them, but Burks can definitely be moved easily, I believe. D Rose, big guy. I think he could go right back over to Chicago. I think they'll take him back. They got the money to take him back. And then we will have to work on Kemba, Noel, and if we can move Randall and Evan, we can come back with a young crew for the next couple of years, and see what happens. And as we build these guys' stocks up, the build up the stock of the RJs and the Obis and the IQs and the Grimes. And another year or 2, their contracts are small, and it'd be right around the time when it's time to re-sign these guys. If we could get Grimes, that's making only maybe $3 million, and get him playing like he's a $13 million guy, he's easier to trade for that big fish if we want to in another year or 2, and so on and so forth.
Hey, Nick 100, what do you think about Ferry and Hunt, man? You know what's interesting to me? I think that the Boston Celtics to set the blueprint for the Eastern Conference. Yuma Udoka. You know what? Yeah, my bad, GM. He for what he showed me at the end of the season, he didn't really get a lot of burn, but he did pretty well in the G League. 17 points a game, 8 rebounds. Athletic dude. He got a little spring to him. He was lighting it up for the Dallas G League when he first got him, but hopefully he coming to this training camp, Nick 100 with a fair opportunity like everybody else, because we do got ball players down there. And the reason why I wanted to throw this up I think that Boston Celtics and Ime Udoka done set the blueprint for how you're going to have to battle in the Eastern Conference. When you go up against Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown and them guys for the next 3 years, now you see why I said y'all got to move forward. Because if you can't play defense, you're going to get just like that. Look at all that offense Brooklyn had. Sweat. No, them boys played mad defense. That's the best defense I've seen in the NBA probably almost since the Detroit Pistons. When you can shut down KD and Kyrie, physically get into these cats. Marcus Smart is a beast. You cannot come up against Boston next year. So what I'm saying is the Knicks going to have to either go young, or with the guys that you're going to go get better be dogs, because you are not beating the Boston Celtics. Not the way they play basketball. Them cats is legit, bro. I mean, I'm watching them cats play against Brooklyn, and I'm like, who the hell going to beat these dudes? Because their defense is stellar. They are stellar, man. And Jason Tatum's starting to become a superstar in your eyes. I just think Marcus Smart is like the perfect. He's like what I want Deuce McBride to be. You know what I mean? These kids is going. So when the Knicks go out there and make these decisions, if you don't go out there big game hunting, you better bring in the right dudes to play against these dudes. Yeah. Or not, we going to waste that money, and we still going to wind up getting out in the first or second round. Is it worth it, or just go rebuild this youth for a couple of years, and then you strike? Because if we go out there and spend money on stupid contracts,
facts.
And, does Jalen Brunson, does these guys move the needle to get us past Boston, get us past Philly, get us past Antetokounmpo now? If you don't think them guys that we bring and get us past them, don't make no stupid unnecessary move like that. Roll with that youth we have. That's just my opinion. For a couple of years, let them let their feet wet, and then you go and strike when the iron's hot. Because I don't know, man. I'm looking at these playoffs, man, and the Miami Heat, Boston, and you another team, Toronto Raptors. You can look what them cats got down there. Them cats got a lengthy, all them cats like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", straight athleticism, with Van Vliet being the shortest guy, but they got another team that's going to be pretty relevant for the next couple of years. So it's going to be interesting the way this thing, the way it folds out for me, Shop House, but I'm hoping that we stay the course, man. I want to see these young boys get out there and get it popping, because that's what they did. Jaylen Brown, they drafted. Marcus Smart, they drafted. Tatum, they drafted these dudes, you know what I mean? And they grew with the organization that got the right coaching, and I look at them now. With an Al Horford there and Robert Williams, like another Mitchell Robinson. The boys, they got it, bro. Yeah, facts. The Magic too, man. So I'm hoping that we go that route, man, and don't try to get stupid with that money and go get somebody who's not gonna move the needle. If we just can't bring somebody just to bring them in here. These cats, if you're gonna spend $20-30 million, these cats better get us up in that, in a higher echelon, not just down there bottom feeders. Like look at Trae Young and them. Trae Young kicked out the first round already. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What y'all think, man? Do y'all think we should kind of groom these guys like the Cam Reddish, the RJs? I don't have a problem bringing about Mitch. I think Mitch is still the part of that young core to me. That's why I like the Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, Grimes, and Quickly, and these guys, because we're gonna have to go up against some inferior dudes in that Eastern Conference next year, man. And I don't know if Randall and Jalen Brunson gonna get us over that level. So,
hey, we know Tip's looking at all the games. He said there's something he got to look at everything. And to me, we matched up well with Boston this year. We matched up well. We didn't see him in the playoffs, just like we did Atlanta last year. We matched it well in the regular season, but we lost them in the playoffs. So, but to me, I was comfortable with playing Boston this year. I felt like we could beat them at any single time. Again, it wasn't the playoffs, but it was regular season, but they still had the same players. But to me, guys, the biggest day to me is going to be Tuesday, May the 17th, 2022. Do we know what that day is?
Yeah, trade deadline. Yeah.
No, that is the NBA draft lottery.
I mean, what I say, trade deadline.
And then June 23rd, Thursday, June 23rd is the draft itself. So to me, the lottery what number is going to be determined? What we're going to do with what's going to happen with our trades, draft picks. If we get in the top 5 pick, I am here to tell you the Knicks may go big fish hunting. But if we get like maybe a 10, 12, 11, they might stay the course. But to me, is what lottery ball number we're going to get is going to determine the Knicks offseason move. What do you guys think
Facts.
about that?
Facts.
I agree.
I 100% with you on that one, KJ. And I in what I brung out, I think we try to keep our 2 first-round picks that we have this year. We have a second round and a first round. But if we get into you talking the top 4, top 5 or something like that, that's going to make it really, really, really interesting because with a top 5 pick, we can move Julius Randle. We could put Julius Randle in that pick, and we definitely can move off him if the front office is really thinking about moving on from Randle, which I'm not sure of now. But if we really want to go with this youth movement, if we want to move over some of these contracts and stuff like that, to get off of Evan Fournier's contract, D Rose contract, the way to go is to stay with this team that we have right now, build this team within, bring in a point guard. If we're gonna, if the way the lay of the land goes right now, it looks like New York Knicks have a big shot at getting Brunson. So that means we have to move some cap space, move off of some of these contracts, and with that draft pick, depending on what it is, I would love for it to be the top 4 or 5, but I'll be fine if we can stay 8th, 9th, or 10th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. I mean 8, 9, or 10, somewhere around that way, because we could bring them in and homegrown them and put them into our situational, use them in the G League or something like that,
Right.
and try to build this young core, because we have some young guys on this team right now. And in order for some of these young guys like Grimes, Sims, Holmes, IQ, Obi, to get these guys the minutes that they need, we have to move on from some of these older guys that we have, like Burks, Noel, Campbell, Rose. We have to move on from some of those contracts. If we move on from some of those contracts, it'll open up the season for these young guys to get some minutes so they can play. These guys that we have right now are not rookies anymore. They played they played last year, pretty much a full season. They know the guys on the teams that they're going to be playing this year. This is not like the first time they're going to ever play against these guys. These guys been on the court with the John Morants and the Devin Bookers and all these guys. So they're not going to be new to how to play defense against these guys. These guys may be young in status. They may be only in their 2nd and 3rd years of their season, but they're like young veterans right now, man. They're not rookies anymore. So I just hope that we can build from what we have. If we're going to go get a point guard, get a point guard. If we could move on from Fournier, I'll say this again, man. I know people don't want to hear this. If we could get a healthy Haywood, 62, 64 games out of Haywood, he would be way better to me than Evan Fournier would be. And I think we can move forward. And I think him and Melo can teach these guys how to shoot that mid-range, man. Haywood and Melo would help Obi and IQ, not IQ, Obi and what was the other guy I was talking about mid-range? Whoever the other guy was talking about, Obi and somebody else. Who was it?
RJ. Well, RJ can always do something.
Oh, RJ, or how to shoot the mid-range game. Haywood and Melo could show RJ and Obi how to shoot that mid-range game, man, and elevate them for a whole year on this season to make them better for next year.
Yeah. You know what? Interested to me. I think the Knicks young player they got now, I think they can become the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not saying they're talent, they talent like they are now, but I do think that in another year or two, the young guy, the core that we have now, another year or two, I think they're gonna be nice. I think people sleep on. I think Quentin Grimes can shoot the ball just as good as Desmond Bain. I'm talking about the shooter, and he's a good defender. I don't think I think Quentin Grimes in a year or two gonna be pretty decent. I just think some people you just can see who got a certain talent. And he got a certain talent. That boy can stroke that basketball, so I like that, and I think quickly is going to be a very serviceable point, a serviceable guard, point off shooting guard in the NBA, combo guard. I think in another year or two, Quickly's going to be pretty decent. Quickly averaging 11 points a game now in the NBA for the first 2 years. I think Quickly will be an average 15-point game scorer in the NBA in his career. I think he's that talented. I think Manuel Quickly in his career can be a 15-point scorer per game in the NBA. He did 11 in his rookie year. Did 11 this year. I think he's gonna come out. I think he's gonna come back out of the summer better this year. Hopefully with more minutes. And I do think that I think that Obi Toppin is gonna be fine. I think that cat guy. He got a gift. I think they could put it all together, and and RJ Barrett I think will be fine as well. These guys is workers, man. I think they're gonna be all right. I'm not worried about RJ and none of them guys. I just think that obviously they're not going to be who John Morant and them is right now. But I do think in a year or two, Jericho Sims, all of them are going to be pretty special. I think they're going to be all right because they're going to have been in the NBA and mastered the NBA. They're going to have got better.
Facts.
Time makes you better when you put in work. So I think now, they just scratching the surface. But I think RJ takes the next step year. I think Obi takes a step next year. I think Quickly takes a step next year. I think Grimes takes a step next year. And I think Sim's going to take a step. And McBride, because that's what the Knicks organization is building right now. These guys are getting better every year. So a couple of years from now, I think they're going to be all right, KJ. And I think that's the reason why I say, you know what? Roll with them for a couple of years. Put some veterans back there like the Melos of the world, just to help them out. And then you know what? When it was time to strike in 2 years from now, when them cats says, okay, they are like some of these other guys. You can go get a couple pieces to put with them, and you make it happen.
But we see what's happening in the Boston Celtics right now. They kept two main players. They kept Tatum and Jaylen Brown together for years. When it wasn't going well, they kept players, and then they bring in Marcus Smart. They bring in players around. Look at Golden State Warriors. They kept core players around. Draymond Green, Curry, Thompson. They kept that core together, and then they filled in players here and there. So the Knicks have an opportunity right now. We got about 7, 8 young guys now.
Facts.
The core. So that, to me, that's the most that we have. Now the key is keeping these guys together. Well, if we do replace one of these guys, what other young core guy we're bringing together? So if we're saying we're going to keep this young core together, we have to keep all the young core together. And if somebody slips through the crack that we can grab, we grab them. But the main players we got to keep. That's the Knicks got to figure out who are the main 1 or 2 players. We know it's RJ Barrett, right? But who else with RJ Barrett can we say, you know what, we're going to keep here for the next 2 to 3 years that can build a team out like a Boston Celtics or like a Golden State for years to come? Who else other than who else do we got? Who could it be? Could it be Grimes? Could it be McBride? Could it be Mitchell Robinson? But they have to figure that out. And then once we figure that out, guys, that's when we start the longevity of New York Knicks runs in the playoffs and hopefully get into the next level, the championship level. Until we figure that out, then we can go ahead and say, you know what? But right now, anybody got to be tradable.
Yeah. I think RJ, if Cam Reddish popped the way he's supposed to, and Obi Toppin, I think Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, RJ. I just think they all really got it. I think they got it, man. I think it's, you know what it is. You got to remember, Sims was the 58th draft. He was the 58th pick in the draft. Jericho Sims, the 58th. He on a 2-way deal. You know what I mean? So he don't even got a full NBA contract yet. And then you got to look at you look at Quentin Grimes. I think is going to be one of the better two guards in this league. Watch with that boy coming. I think you're going to see you're going to see these guys different now in their second and third years, because I think you're going to see different about them. I think they're going to be special because they got to put the work in. So you got, Jericho, like I said, not Jericho, Sam, McBride, and they just got here. They came in the summer league. They went to training camp. Then they was in the NBA. Right. Now they done went through the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They not coming to the season just getting here. Now they know what to expect. They know players' tendencies. They know what the NBA is about now because they went through that grind for a year already. They know what it's about now. So it's going to be a little easier for them this year. compared to last year. You know what I mean? Because now they got a taste of this stuff. So I think that we got to really keep an eye on these guys, man. I think they're gonna be they're gonna be pretty decent. I like Cam. I think if Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride, not Deuce McBride, I'm gonna say Quentin Grimes wouldn't have got hurt at the end of the year. I think the Knicks would have made the play-in. I'm gonna put it like that. I think if Cam Reddish didn't go down and Grimes didn't go down, I think they would have been in the play-in. I think them guys' defense is that good, and their offense is that good, and it would have took the burden off a lot of them other guys. So it's gonna be interesting to see, though, man. It really is, man. But you like my man Catch, I'll say the chat. Y'all, I swear, Sat, y'all got a popping tonight, man. Real talk, man. Y'all up in here, man. Appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with the brothers, man. Y'all know how we do. Knicks Real Talk, we all over the place. We here every day, man. Not every day. Any chance we get a chance, we here. You know, but we did the Obi top with Obi Toppin. Highlights his year, what he did for the Knicks. Had a pretty decent year coming out of the second year. Played much better than the first year. Seen quite a few good things from him. And I was excited to see what Obi Toppin did this year. And I'm really looking forward to what he's gonna do, man, moving forward and everything like that. Because I really think the man took a little jump in his game, and hopefully he can go into the offseason and get a little more better, work on the footwork like we was talking about, try to find a way to get that defense a little stout. Salute to be civilized, my brother. Salute to everybody, man. Salute, real talk. And I like the direction of the franchise. I really can say that. I really do like the way they're going. I just hope that we can do it, just like KJ said, but we haven't had this much young talent in a minute. Don't throw that shit away. Let them young boys play, man. Let them play. Let them get better. I think the Knicks gonna be a better team just by having them dudes. I think next year all them young guys come back better next year.
Yeah, I'm with you, Divine, and I want to give a shout out to Super Agent Argo. What he said, if the front office would have played the youth like they would have played started 3 years ago or 4 years ago when RJ first came here and stuck with the youth movement, we probably would have been on the same plateau of what we talk about Memphis. And I see big upsides for RJ. I see a big upside for Obi. I see a big upside for Grimes. I think he's going to be something special. I also think Reddish this year, watch out for Reddish. He stays healthy this year. He's going to be a game changer. This is a season for him to get a contract. I think he also is going to be a big guy to watch out for. We got a lot of guys on this team that are young, man, and the best way to pull these guys together is to keep them together collectively. If we keep these guys collectively over the next couple of years without making some super duper dumb major move or something like that, sending out IQ, Grimes, Reddish, all these people to get one play in here that may not can turn the corner for us. I think we should stick with the youth. I think we make minor moves, get rid of some of these older veteran players, and see what happens in the next couple of years to come. You know, that's the big thing right there, man. And I'll say this again, man. We move on from Burks, Evan, Noel, Kemba, Rose, and maybe Randall. We have a different team going into next year.
Yeah, real talk. Like I said, man, we either gonna go two ways. We either gonna go for the bill, go for the gusto, or we're gonna try to take this thing, develop these cats coming through and using our draft picks and et cetera, and all that good stuff, man. So salute to my man Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos, salute to you, my brother. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Real talk, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. I agree with you. And and
that is popping.
Yeah, fact. Hey, there you go. B Silva, I got the best Jetson, man. The cat got Jetson out of here. And for everybody who got in a little late, I just want to run that video of Obi one more time, man. And they only highlight, but just look at the skill set that he possesses and some of the things he could do. And that's why I'm so amped about Obi Toppin. It's just that we don't have a lot of Knicks could do what that young man could do. because of his athleticism, his talent. He's a gifted young man, and once he put it all together, I think he's going to be a problem. So just let me throw the Obi Toppin highlight in there one more time, guys, and just kind of just look at what he did this year in some games, and look at the steps that he had made to get to where he at right now. And I think the young man is going to be, with him and IQ in them, I think you just got to give credit with credit. They looking pretty good. And here goes his highlights one more time for all those who already seen. I'm just going to let the other guys check it out who haven't seen it. on now.
Man.
Come on now.
Man, oh man.
That's talent, bro. I mean, look at the multiple ways he was scoring that basketball. It wasn't just jump shots. It wasn't just running. The kid is literally can get it popping. So I'm thinking, man, you put the right point guard, get that cat at least 25 minutes a game, you will see a different Obi Toppin out there. And I think that, you know what, you just gotta go with that youth and put them guys together, man. I think they're gonna be all right, Shop Powell. I really believe it. We take it about 11 o'clock, man, because I know we got to get on my grind. You know what? I'm one of these guys like this here, man. I believe, you look at a guy's steps. You know what I mean? These guys are in the NBA. This is the NBA, no boys allowed. And sometimes you can't judge a person in the first year. It takes guys longer. Some guys develop longer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some cats coming in with it already. Some cats get better as they go, a la R.J. Barrett. He came in 1 year, got better the next year. He got better the next year. So once he gets his free throw percentage down, once he gets his field goal percentage down, he's going to be a 20-something score game. He's scoring 20 now, shooting a terrible percentage. But he's a worker. You know what I mean? He's a worker. So I'm quite sure R.J. Barrett going to go into the off season. I got to get my foul text together. I got to get my mid-range together. This is what these cats do. Whether we like them or not, this is what they do. You know what I mean? And I think that the same thing applied to Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin going to go into the off season. He's going to work on his game. He's going to come back just a tad better than he was last year. And I think that's what all of them do. So that's why I'm excited about it, because I think these guys, it's different if you don't put the work in. These dudes we got out of the Knicks, all them young boys be in the gym, man. And that's where you get good at. You don't get good in the regular season that much because you're playing game by game, you're traveling, you don't really get time to go in the gym and work on your craft. But when you off for the season, that's what you do. You go in there and take them 3 or 4 months, KJ, and the shot piles, you get better. And you come back the next year and you put your work in. I think this cat got something with him. He just got to put it all together. I think what he showed me the last half of the season, going into the last couple of weeks of the season, he showed you what happens when he get minutes. When Julius Randle went down, the stuff Obi Toppin wasn't doing wasn't no fluke. He did it in the game. He scored 45 points. That's not a fluke. 42 points. He scored 35 points in the game. That's not a fluke. He did it. You know what I mean? Regardless of the competition, he's in the NBA and he's doing it. So even if you take half of what he did, if you give me 17 points a game and 7 rebounds for Obi Toppin, then that 8th draft pick was worth it. You give me 17 a game, 7 rebounds, a block shot, 4 assists, which he does pretty good, then that wasn't a bad 8th pick. You know what I mean? You got some 8 picks like Kevin Knox. You know what I mean? You got some 8 picks that ain't even doing what Obi Toppin could do. So I do think that young man got some talent. It's just that Tibbs got to unleash him and let him play. And I think he will get better next year. I think once you get a taste of the medicine, you're gonna want it. And I think he did that this year. Let's see, man. I'm excited about Obi Toppin, man. I really am. I think the man guy, he got to work. He got to get the footwork together, like we all say. He got to get better on the defense, and he got to shoot the 3 ball at a higher percentage. Other than that, I ain't got no problem with what he do. You know, the man hustles. He gets you 8 easy points just in transition points alone. You know what I mean? So if he get you 8 points in transition, he knocked down 2 3 balls. That's 14 points. Then he go to the foul line a couple of times. He has 17. You just got to unlock him. That's all. Real talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead. Good.
Yeah, you know, I was about to say, hey, look, you know, I know before we get out of here, I want to end the night like with this, and I want everybody to think about something. I want everybody in chat, men and women, to think of 3 players that you believe will be here that's going to build this team within the next 3 to 4 years. That we say, you know what? This is the New York Knicks of the future. Just 3 players, 3 combinations of players that we think. We don't got to tell you now, right now. If you want to put it in chat, you can put it in chat. But that's what all I'm thinking about right now is they call it the Big 3. What Big 3 young team, New York Knicks players is going to build with us into the future and beyond? That's kind of how I want to end the night, Divine and Shy. Of course, it's always been, I got to get going. It's been a pleasure as always, my brothers. Thanks for letting me come on the platform and share my thoughts. Blessings to all. Let's go New York Giants. Let's get this 5th or 7th pick together tomorrow. Representing. Again, that's how I'm going to end the night, y'all. I got to roll. Salute to all of you. But think about 3 players. 3 young core players.
That's, yeah. Real talk. Salute, KJ, my brother. Have a good one, man. I'll see you on the next one, brother.
You already know.
All right, Sean Devon.
Peace.
I like originally got Obi, RJ, and Quick. I'm with him on that as well.
That's my 3.
That's my 3 as well. I wish I could say 4 because I like Quick and Grind, but I definitely see that right there, man. I think them 3 guys right there. I think they know what it is, because they don't have to be superstars. They don't have to be stars. What they have to be, they have to be good NBA ball players. See, we're not asking Obi Toppin and all these guys to be these other guys. We ask them to be good ball players. So when you put the pieces around them, it makes a stronger team. I think RJ, Obi Toppin, and quickly, you put the right pieces around them guys, they'd be fine. I mean, so we're not telling these guys to lead our franchise. What I'm saying is Obi Toppin would be a good basketball player in the NBA. I think Obi Toppin going to be a good Obi. I think quickly going to be a good. I guarantee you quickly's career wound up being 15 a game in today's NBA. I think RJ Barrett, I think his career is going to be around 20 a game in the NBA. I think Obi Toppin will do 17 because the talent that they possess and what they could do. I think they got enough skill and talent shooting the ball to get them 17, 15 or whatever. So I do think that they could do that. That's why I'm happy with that, but they don't have to be the ones who are going to take us to a championship. They just got to be part of that. We still might need a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C, but I do think them guys can be a part of that team that help us get there with their talent, though, for sure.
Yeah, those are my 3 picks right there. I think those 3 guys right there are pretty much what we can look forward for the future. 3 young guys are striving to do better for themselves. And every day of the week, they're probably when they have a chance, they over there trying to master their craft, And I have no problem with saying IQ, Obi, and Randall being the quote unquote Big 3 of the New York Knicks for the foreseen future.
Yeah. You know what? I'll put like this here. Let me get Jarvis' question right quick. Jarvis said, Divine, if you get Jalen Brunson, do you see him being a better fit with Randall or Obi? Wow.
Obi. I think he'd do good with Randall too. I think he'll be one to tell Randall where to go and how to move because of the type of guy that he plays with Luka. I think he'll have more. I don't want to say control, but I think he'll have more preference over when you get the ball and how you get the ball. But I think he'll play better with Obi. I think he'll electrify. I think with him the way he drives to the hole and Obi makes the move on the wing, I think him and Obi be a good combination.
Yeah, Juan Carlos, I like that as well. I like that. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. The 5 guys that I really, really, truly hope out of this young core remain with the Knicks. They're the 5 guys I really want to be here. Quickly, RJ, Obi, Cam Reddish, and Quentin Grimes. Them the 5 guys I want out of all. I don't care if you bring anybody else in. Them the 5 that I would love to stay with the Knicks. Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, and Emmanuel Quickly. I think that's a nice piece of that's a nice young team to have and put players around. And I think they'll be really gifted, man. I really like all them guys. I think Grimes is going to be a special talent. I think the man can shoot the ball. He's a dog on the defense. He got that in him. And we got to have cats in New York who can get it. And I think Quentin Grimes, his defense is there. I mean, his stroke is there. I got him being in the 3-point contest one day within his NBA career. I think Quentin Grimes would be in a 3-point shooting contest in the NBA. I think his shot is that nice. You know what I mean? It is consistent in the way he shoot it. And I forgot about Deuce too, man. You know what?
I'm going to substitute one for you, Divine.
Okay.
And I do think Grimes is going to be a big part of I think he's going to grow and get way better. But for the 5, aside from the ones you said, I substitute Grimes out for Mitchell Robinson. I think if we could keep Mitchell Robinson, the defensive presence that we have right now, he is a defensive threat and healthy. A healthy Mitchell Robinson can get you 13 points a night. Without Randall on the court, I think he can get about 15 rebounds a night. I think he can get about 3 blocks a night and alter about 10 to 12 shots every night that he's on the court. So I think that Mitchell Robinson should be placed on that 5 right there. If we're picking 5, that I think that substitute Grimes just for Mitchell Robinson, just because I'm a homer for Mitchell.
Yeah, man, it's definitely Jet for Life's got that. I like that as well. And the only reason I didn't put Mitch in, I know I'm a Mitch dude because I'm not sure if he's gonna be here or not. That's why I didn't put him in. Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't put him in because y'all know I'm a Mitch dude, so I would definitely put Mitch in. But I'm not sure he's gonna be here now, so I didn't put him in. But Mitch got to be a part of that if he come back. He definitely got to be a part of that, no question. Cam, RJ, I mean, I like this team right here, man. I mean, let me ask you a question. Even if you put Jalen Brunson with that team, that's still not a bad team.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Mitch, RJ, Obi, Cam, and Brunson, I don't have a problem with that. I still think that's a decent team. But but and IQ's my man. I think he's gonna be something. I think IQ's gonna fool a lot of people with next year. He already did this 11 points a year, and both times he's been in the league first 2 years. I think he's gonna get better as they go along. So I think we got a good thing going on in New York, man. I'm excited about it. And Sunday, when we get back to Sunday, I just came on today, guys, because the NFL draft tomorrow. Normally we do Thursdays and Sundays, but I just came on today because of the draft tomorrow. I know everybody want to see what our Giants or Jets gonna do, whoever team you are. I know I'm a big Blue Giant fan over here. So we'll see how that go. But yeah, I agree. I would pay. I would, I know I wouldn't get 80 or are they 180 right now. I wouldn't do it. Let's see how his year go. But I think you do got to sign Cam though. Appreciate it. Cash out, man. Real talk, man. Y'all cats was on fire today, man. Y'all cats was had a popping up in that chat. Real talk. That's what I love to see. You got y'all engaged like that. We thank y'all for being engaged with us. But we love doing this. Y'all our family, man. Y'all know y'all the visible panel, so y'all already know how we do. But yeah, man, it was all love, man. Great show. To next show we doing Emmanuel Quickly player number 6 on the season Knicks season player review. We're gonna do Emmanuel Quickly on Sunday. We break down Emmanuel Quickly's highlights, his game, what he means to Knicks, what he did, and cash out, my brother. You know that, man. We appreciate you, my brother. Real talk, man. Each and every day, each and every way, real talk. But yeah, we get a pop with Emmanuel Quickly Sunday, man. And we'll talk about his game. What he means to the Knicks, and all that. Yeah, hey, D cool. I think we need to do that as well, man. That John need to get that secondary guy. I think we should. People down on this year, but I think John's gonna fool a lot of people because they're under the radar right now. Let's see if they. I think the line might. I think so too. Yeah, I think they got a little better under the offense line. I think D-ball double, whatever the name is. I think he's bringing that from the Buffalo Bills over here. I think we should be all right though. Real talk. Yeah, real talk, man. And going to your guys, all my guys like Jarvis, on you guys, you know how much I love you guys. You know y'all always appreciate on our panel and everything. we'll get this thing open up pretty soon, man. But I appreciate you coming in from afar. But we'll open this thing back up, you know, later on in the year. We're just trying to get some things right, you know what I mean? And because I don't want nobody ever feel when they on a panel I'm rushing them, or I might, you know, might have to cut it. I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. I try to limit that because I appreciate you guys' knowledge so much. I just don't want nobody to feel like they talk too long, thinking that you're talking too long, or if you over talk somebody, I gotta say don't do that. I felt that I didn't want to do that to people because it make me feel like I don't want nobody to feel the type of way when it comes to him, because Nick's talking for everybody. I want everybody up in here, man. I appreciate y'all. So when we open the panel back up, y'all know y'all in our hearts. We get this thing popping again, man. Real talk. Y'all already know, man. Let's get it popping, man. Shout Powers, man. Give me your last word. We gonna get up out of here because we gotta get on the grind tomorrow. Y'all know how it go.
Same thing as always, man. Divine, much love, man. And respect. Salute to the chat is where it's at, man. You guys had me dazed today. I was confused with some of the things I was saying because I see my chat. I see the chat from my TV. So to read you guys, I had to stream that's up and down, and try to read everybody's input was excellent today. So salute to the chat. That's where it's at. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Once again, thanks to everybody, man. You know, like I said, man, Nick's Real Talk. Without y'all, ain't no Nick's Real Talk, and that's real talk. Will, everybody, Jarvis, Cash Out. Let's go through it, man.
Argo,
D Cool, Keith Turner, Jet for Life,
Be Civilized,
Peace, Johnny Davis, Juan Carlos. Thank you for coming in, man. We appreciate you, my brother. We always here, man. Just holler, looking for the notifications.
Will the Thrill.
Yes, indeed. Will the Thrill. Aboriginal, my man, Super Argo, you know, Agent Super Argo in the building always. All you guys, man, y'all the real deal, man. I can't say enough about that, man. And we keep it moving, man. And we ready to get out of here and you know, get ready to look for Sunday, man. Hope I see y'all Sunday, man. Until then, y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, all that good stuff, man. Whether you're on your grind, whether you're in school, whatever, man, go make it happen, man. And just be careful out there, whatever you're doing, man. NBA playoffs is pretty cool. Nick 100, salute to you, my brother. Thank you for coming in, man. Always back in the
Keith Turner,
Soul Finger, salute, man, and all the cats who didn't make it on tonight, man. We know y'all here in spirit. Yes, sir. Let me make sure I don't leave nobody out. My brother, Unique Allah, peace to you, my brother. Thank you for coming in. Now, my man, salute to you as well. Man,
Allah wise,
peace to the God, you already know. So yeah, man. Thank y'all, everybody. It's all good, man. We're gonna get out of here. And get Robert Woodward, salute to you. Roberto Mendez, salute to you as well. Fabian, my man, salute to you. I think I got everybody, man, who came in tonight. Thank y'all for coming in, man. Nick's Real Talk, Sha, Divine, KJ Events. The chat is where it's at. Y'all already know. Let's get it popping, and we'll see you guys, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be blessed. We out of here, man. Peace.
Let's get it.
Peace.